my Dinosaur Paleo deck. Basically, over the weekend, I went to the Bloomington, Minnesota regional. It was on Sunday, and yeah, I took Dinosaur Paleo to the event. Did pretty okay. Got 4-3-1 at the tournament, and I got 60th out of 200 people. So overall, not that bad. I was pretty pleased on how the deck turned out, or how it did, and yeah, I guess in this I'll just show you guys my deck profile, what I used, and I'll pretty much say at the very end of the video what I faced, and just give my overall report that happened throughout the day. So yeah, let's just get right in. So obviously your dinosaur deck, you starting off with 3 Oviraptor, your Searcher, and just pretty much your main combo, one of your main combo starters. So yeah, Oviraptor, not much needs to be said about him, just Stratos for the deck. 2 Ultimate Conductor, you only need 2 in this deck, because honestly you just only need 2. 3 gets cloggy in my opinion in this kind of deck, so 2 is just fine. 3 Miscellaneous Source for the protection, which is good, obviously, and to also start combos as well with his graveyard effect. So want to run 3 for that protection mostly though, because that is really key and clutch in a lot of areas when it comes up. Then 2 Babysaurus, and then the 1 Petite Ranodon. This ratio worked out great. I tried it at 3 Babysaurus, but it just always felt weird, and it just felt cloggy, like with 3 Conductor, it feels cloggy. So I dropped the Babysaurus to 2, and it flowed really nicely. And then the 1 PT Pteranodon was great because it helped get into Pagratops late in the game as well. And it was just another thing to pop off the Lost World, which was nice. If you wanted, you could, put the baby to 3 if you wanted, and just cut the Petite. If you really want to do that, that's completely fine. But for me, I just like this 2-1 ratio of these two, and it worked out great for me, I feel. And then on the 1-ofs, 1 Megalo Smasher X. This is here as a normal monster because of Lost World, and just, a thing that you can normal summon and just, protect off of Lost World if you need to. 1 Giant Rex for just combos and everything, because if he gets banished, he comes back, which is nice. 1 Pagratops if you're going second to help pop floodgates, which is always good, and he also uses a big beast stick. And then the last dino in the deck is 1 Jirachiolo, because he's level 1, he can go into Link Kuriboh, and just helps go into other links when you bring him out because of Link Miscellaneous, which is nice. And the last monster in the deck, Ash Blossom, just 2. I only have 2, so the reasons why I only have 2 in the deck. 2 Ash Blossom, that was great, one of the best hand traps in the format, so obviously you're gonna run it if you have it. Now into spells. 3 Fossil Dig searches your dinosaurs, and yeah, just no reason why you shouldn't have it at 3. And then 3 Lost World. This is insane. I love this card, honestly. This is a really good field spell, and if you guys don't know what it does, all monsters in the field lose 5 more attack and defense except dinosaur type monsters. Once per turn, if a dinosaur type monster is no more special, give your opponent a token. And then if they control a token, they cannot target monsters in the field with card effects except tokens. And then once per turn, if a no monster on the field will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy that many dinosaur type monsters in your hand or deck instead. So it's a great card. Combos well with the Babysaurus and the Petite Pteranodon, because they're the main targets you want to pop off of this. So yeah, it's just a really great card. It's amazing against Sky Striker. It's funny because you give them a token, they can't really do anything for a bit. So yeah, it's awesome. It's a great field spell for this kind of deck, and it's just amazing. So yeah, not much needs to be said about it. Then 2 Terraforming to search them out, because it's semi-limited and you need to search out your field spell. Then the last spell in the deck, 3 Paw Extravagance. Now you're probably looking at this and it'd be like, what? Isn't the extra deck kind of important for dinosaurs? Well, yes and no. This deck, honestly, you don't really need the extra deck as much as you really think. There's only like 1 or 2 cards you really want to summon in the extra deck, so running Extravagance honestly makes a lot of sense. It's just a great draw card for this kind of a variant of dinosaurs, and it's just like really good. And I loved it throughout the day. It just was fine. Yes, there were times like, yes, I know it like seems intimidating when you have to banish 6 of your extra deck face down at first, but honestly, it didn't really hurt. Like they were like most of the time, I was really just not really hurt by the fact that some of my cards were banished, and honestly, I was able to like the cards I want to summon in the extra deck like pretty much stayed there the entire time. So honestly, it was great. I liked it a lot, and yeah, it just worked out really nice. And I know it looks weird at first, but honestly, if you give it give it a try, you'll like it. Like trust me, you'll like it. And yeah, that's it for the spells. But then again, like, oh god. But if you are kind of hesitant, you could run Desires if you wanted. But to me, run the Extravagance. It's really good for this deck. So that's it for the spells. Not much, because this is Dino Paleo. You're mostly running traps. So first off, start with the traps. 3 Survival Zen. This is great because it's just so good for clearing boards and just, well, not clearing boards, but like just spot removal in when you get in the graveyard. And it's just, and also it can trigger Lost Well with its first effect when you flip it. So that's great. So most of the time though, you want to send this to the graveyard, and there is a card in the deck which is a Paleo that sends this to the graveyard, sends it to the graveyard. So that's great. It's just amazing spot removal, and just, you know, and it helps also combos well with the Baby Sarasaurus and Petite Pteranodon, because you can pop them and just keep comboing off. So it's an amazing card, and just an underrated, I feel, dinosaur card that isn't utilized enough, I feel. But it just but the reason being, obviously, because, well, there's not a lot of dinosaur variants that can really use it effectively. But in this one, it uses amazingly, and it's just awesome. I really like it. And then 3 Trap Trick. Trap Trick is the thing that searches out most of your traps, so obviously you're going to need to run it in this deck. If you don't have it, you probably can't really play this deck efficiently. So yeah, it's a must 3 of that you need to have at 3 to even play this deck. So yeah, just you need it at 3. And then for Paleos, 3 Maria. Maria is the Paleozoic that will send your Survival Zen to grave, so that's awesome. So that's their way of getting him to grave. 3 Illinoides because it's MST and just gets rid of back row. And then the 3 Canadia to round it out as a Book of Moon. This lineup for Paleos worked great. A 3-3-3 of them, which was awesome the entire day. I did start with only 2 Canadia, but I realized that you need 3, honestly, so I bumped them up to 3. And it worked wonders. So yeah, this lineup of Paleos worked amazingly the entire day, and I'm very pleased about it. And then to round it off, 2 Impermanents, because it's like the best hand trap we got, and it's just awesome. It's a great card. Now, I will say before going to the extra deck, now you're probably wondering why is there no Double Illusion Pill in this deck. You don't need it. It's honestly useless in this deck. Double Illusion Pill is just not great in this deck at all, because the Paleos counts traps in the graveyard, and the only thing that you can really like use Pill off of would have to be Ash, like as a non-dino target. So yeah, it's the fact that you only have one foreseeable target for Pill as a non-dino, it's just utterly useless in this deck. So that's why I don't run Pill, and honestly, you don't really need it in this deck at all. Also, the main deck is a 45 card main deck. So yeah, let's go into the extra deck. 2 Logia, and then the 2 Doka. Running 2 Ofs for these 2 in this deck, because these are the 2 that you want to summon most of the time. These are the 2 you kind of need to summon most of the time, and that's why we're running 2 copies of each, so we don't banish like both of them, so we don't like not have them late in the duel because of Extravagance. So, and yeah, it's almost unlikely you're gonna banish both like off of the first Extravagance, so you should have at least one after the first Extravagance to go into later in the duel. And then the rest of the extra deck is honestly just, you know, either fodder for Extravagance or just stuff to pretty much lean back on if we need to go into them. 1 Abyss Dweller, just in case when you're running into a graveyard deck like Salamangreat and we just need to, you know, make it so they can't activate stuff in the graveyard. 1 Ragna Zero, it's great in Lost World variants because of its effect of popping a monster that has different attack than its original, so it's great, and also can draw a card. And then for rank 2s, 1 Toad, just in case we have 2 Paleos and want to go into them. 1 Opabinia to search out traps, just in case we're not getting any traps in our hand. And then the 1 Cursed Javelin. Cursed Javelin is a good way of getting over some problematic monsters by negating its effects and also dropping it to 0. So if you need a push for game and you have a conductor on board, but you don't have enough damage output, bring out this, make that thing go to 0, and then just hit them for 3,500 and just go from there. So that's really good. And then on to Lynx. 1 Link Haribo because of Aolo. 1 Link Spider because the Palos are normal monsters. And then the 1 Security Dragon. This is here as a tech. I tried it out. It was the thought behind this is if I had 3 Paleos and I have to bounce something instead of and that can't be destroyed by card effects, go into Link Spider, then use the other 2 Paleos to go into Security Dragon and just bounce it from there. You can also do it with Megalo Smasher and then 2 other monsters to do it as well. It was just there as a tech, and honestly it never hit the field, sadly, but it was just there just in case, and it was just like my spicy tech for this deck. 1 Lane Farincus because it's a Link 2 and it's also a vanilla, so it works well with Lost World. Underclock Taker to help manipulate attack points so you can hit harder with Conductor. And then the 1 Decode Talker as a negator, which is nice as well. So yeah, that's it for the extra deck. Alright, now on to the side deck. So the side deck, it's not bad. I would say there are a few adjustments I would make going into a different tournament, but because I have some cards I wanted to run, I didn't have. But I'll show it off regardless. So the 2 Slumber, because I am running a Kaiju package of Dogaran, Kumongus, and Gamma Seal. This package worked great the entire day. I loved it the entire time, and yeah, it just was amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it came in clutch many scenarios, and yeah, I would keep it in. I really would keep it in. And then Twin Twisters, the 1 Twin Twisters, I ran also 2 Heavy Storm Duster. If I had a 3rd Heavy Storm Duster, I would cut the Twin Twister just for a 3rd one, but for now I just had that ratio. And then 3 Evenly Matched. 3 Evenly Matched. Evenly Matched was nice. It came in, I guess, clutch in 1 matchup, but that was pretty much it. I honestly might cut it. I feel like I want to cut it for a few reasons, because you can negate this easily nowadays, and it's just, I think, not as great. Like for some reason, but I might keep it in. We'll see. And then 2 Unending Nightmare. This was for Mystic Mine. Didn't really side it in at all day because I only ran into Mystic Mine once, and at the time I did run into Mystic Mine, I didn't side it in because I had other outs for it. And then 2 Anti-Spell. This was here against if I ran into Endymion, which I never did the entire day. So yeah, but for exchanges I would make, I would probably cut something for the Unending Nightmares for some Lancias. I couldn't find my Lancias for some reason, and yeah, that was pretty embarrassing that I couldn't find my Lancias. But other than that, it was a okay side deck. So I guess I'll quickly run through my matchups. Round 1, I faced heroes, just plain old heroes for some reason, like the Stratos and everything. I won that one 2-0. He said he bricked both the games, so I guess I'll take his word for that. Round 2 was against Danger Orchest. This was the reason why I'm kind of sad that I couldn't find my Lancias. It would have been perfect for this matchup. I lost 0-2 in this one. He broke both my board twice, and it just couldn't. And I kind of did open suboptimally, this match. So yeah, I lost convincingly 0-2. Next game was against Salmangrate. I lost that one 0-2. I kind of got screwed up with a ruling with Survival's End. That kind of costed me the match, basically because I had Baby Ceratosaurus and he had a Sunlight Wolf. I used Survival's End to target both of them, and he used the Link 1 to protect the Sunlight Wolf. And I was thought okay, the Baby Ceratosaurus would be destroyed instead, right? Well, no, because Survival's Ends does say in its text that it destroys them. So if one doesn't get destroyed, then the other doesn't get destroyed. So that kind of sucked, and that pretty much lost in the match, sadly. So yeah, more you know, pretty much. Learn something new every day. And then next match, I faced Mech Knight Invoked. Now this was interesting. I had a game 1 game loss, basically because as I was playing my first turn, I was looking through my extra deck. I realized that 3 of my main deck cards were, for some reason, mixed in with my extra deck cards, and that's what sucked. That's what gave me the game loss. And yeah, I quickly called the judge over when I realized I had that in my extra deck. I legitimately just called him over instantly and told him the whole situation, and he just I took my game loss, and we just went on to the next game. Fortunately, I did end up winning the match, so that's pretty funny. I did end up winning the match. Pretty much just Conductor came in clutch in a few situations by putting some of his key stuff face down, so he couldn't combo off and use like his invocations. So that was great, and I locked him out of his extra monster zone by putting his Mecha Bud face down, which was awesome, and just swiftly won the next 2 games, and I just went about my day. So I took a nightmare situation. Unfortunately, I got bailed out and won that game, and went on to the next match. Next match was against Mystic Mine. That one was instantly, when I realized it was Mystic Mine, I was instantly intimidated, because I've never faced that deck before, and that was my first time facing it. So that was interesting. I ended up getting a tie in that. Game 1 I won. Basically, pretty much I outed the Mystic Mine by giving him tokens with Lost World and kind of making it so we both had the same amount of monsters, and it destroyed the Mystic Mine, and I was able to push for game. Next game, he hit me with Wave Motion Cannon before time was called, and that's how we got our tie. I was just happy I got points out of it, so I didn't lose the deck, so I'm just happy that I got a tie, honestly, and I got something out of playing that matchup, so it's better than losing, honestly. Then the next one, I faced Salamangreat, round 6, I believe. Yeah, that's round 6. I faced Salamangreat. Salamangreat, that one was easy. First game, he bricked, so I instantly pretty much won, honestly, because I OTK'd him later in the duel. And then the second game, he was in top deck mode, didn't really get anything going. He was in top deck mode, and then when he normal summoned something, I just put it instantly face down with Conductor and made it so he couldn't play, pretty much. Then round 7 was against True Draco. I lost that one. I pretty much didn't open great both games, and he quickly took advantage, and he beat me both times, so handedly. So yeah, that's kind of sucked. Then the last match, I faced Paleo Frog. No, it wasn't against Larson. It was against someone else. I won that one 2-0, pretty easily, honestly. I will say it was kind of surprising that I won so easily. He didn't open great. He didn't even get out towed the entire time. So there's that. So that was pretty much probably the reason why I won so handily, honestly. But yeah, and I finished with a 4-3-1 record. Got 60th out of 200 people. I'm pretty sure if I would have won one more time, I would have got 5-2-1. I probably would have got top 32, probably, maybe. Who knows? But honestly, I'm happy how the deck went. I'm happy how it performed, and honestly, I could have been better in some areas. Maybe if I would have played a few things better, I probably would have maybe gotten top 32 if getting that one last win, but who knows. I'm perfectly fine how it ended up, and with that record I had, and just, had fun with the deck. I really did have fun with it, and yeah, I probably would play it again if I had the opportunity to. But yeah, that is pretty much the deck. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Hope you guys overall liked the deck as well. If you have any questions about this deck, leave it down in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to take a look and answer some of your guys' questions. Also, what do you guys think I should change? Leave that down in the comment section below as well. What do you guys think I should change and take out, and just put what the replacements should be and all that. So yeah, I hope you guys all enjoy the video. Leave a like, comment, definitely subscribe. Let's see you guys in the next video. Have a nice day.